I got friggin' hacked. Pardon my French, but that stinks. It blows. It blows and stinks at the same time. So I'll give you all the details. Just give me a second. I'm rattled. And on top of being rattled, this is the first video shot with this new camera. I got a new camera I'm testing out. Very similar to my old T7i. This is a Canon SL2. Should be exactly the same. Anyway, that's a whole different bag of bugs. What happened was over there on Instagram. You ever go on Instagram.com? I only got into Instagram fairly recently. I was always more of a Twitter guy. And Instagram, I'd only started focusing on it a bit because I was quite enjoying it lately. Just rolled over 14,000 followers. Kind of cool. Small potatoes in the grand scheme of things, but it was all right, and I was having fun with it. Anyway, what happened was some dirty SOB. I don't have to spell it out for you, but I kind of spell it out. SOB. I use the abbreviations anyway. Some knob, I'm told, by people in the know. I don't know if they're in the know or not, that Instagram was compromised. There was a breach of the database. I sounded very kind of Bauer. What's his name? 24 Hours. Bauer. Kiefer Sutherland Bauer. I can't remember. I never watched the show. But anyway, I felt very much like him just there when I said that. There's been a breach of the database. So anyway, long story short, some greasy, no good for nothing sack of crap hijacked my account. I managed to get it back. I clawed it back in dramatic fashion from him with some computer loopholing. And, but anyway, 24 hours later, bonk, yoink, he took it back. Or it might be a totally, completely different crap sack. But anyway, the result is the same. My old Instagram account, Brent Butt, appears to be gone, dead in the water. So I don't know if you followed me on Instagram or not. So I'm just trying to get the word out to anybody who gives a rat's patoot about me and my social media life. If you follow the Brent Butt account, don't unfollow it yet, because like I said, we're trying to retrieve it. I got some eggheads who know about these things. They're working on it, trying to figure that out. But if we don't, because I don't like my chances, I'll be honest with you, if we don't get it, I have a new Instagram account in the meantime, which is Brent Butt, but there's a dot in the middle. Brent.Butt. See, it's way clunkier to say. I used to be able to say, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Brent Butt. Are those days gone now? Do I have to say, follow me on Twitter at Brent Butt, follow me on Instagram at Brent.Butt? It's 35 times as clunky right there. I actually bit my tongue saying it now for the first time. I suppose I'll get used to it. I'll get better at saying it, but anyway, it's kind of a part of it is kind of demoralizing, you know? You're going about your business, just trying to have a few laughs. You're trying not to hurt anybody, and there's dirty, greasy weasels out there that got nothing better to do. Fact of life, I guess, right? What am I going to sit here and moan? Yeah, I am for a couple minutes. So far, I've been moaning for a couple minutes. Anyway, everything here on YouTube stays the same, I guess. I'm just taking a second to check the monitor with the new camera that I got here. Yeah, I like it. Yes, by all means, make yourself comfortable. So the reason I got the new camera is that I'm going to try a little experiment here on the Butt Pod channel. If you've been following this channel at all, you've probably seen me do some interviews. I do an audio podcast called The Butt Pod. That was the reason I started this. This was just initially going to be a video component to my audio podcast, which you can find at thebuttpod.com or on iTunes or Stitcher or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. But anyway, I would have a guest on for my podcast, and then I would usually shoot a little promotional video where I interview them for 5 or 10 minutes or something. And we would just do it with one camera, and it would just be jump cuts. Nothing wrong with that. Worked fine. But I thought, what the deuce? Why don't I make a little investment? It's not a very expensive camera, the SL2, and I already had another one, the Canon 5D Mark II, and the T7i. Now I can do a 3-7 camera shoot. A 3-7 camera shoot. A 3-camera shoot is what I'm trying to say. Here in the game room studio. I don't know how it's going to work. It might be a hell of a lot of work trying to edit it all together. I don't have a staff or a crew. It's just me jerking around in the game room studio. But we'll see how it goes. I am going to try it. So if you're interested in that, subscribe here. Make sure you click the little bell notification too. That way you'll always be alerted whenever I post a new video, and so you won't miss it. I've been doing a lot more video here and less of the audio podcast, just because that was taking a lot of my time, and we've been in production on Corner Gas Animated, so it was hard to schedule that. Anyway, I'm going to get back into doing the podcast, though, because I really enjoy it. Holy moly, what a lot of show business media content coming down the pipe here on the Butt Pod. If you have a mind to, spread the word and let your friends know that my new Instagram handle is Brent.Butt. But you don't have to make that gesture, but I find it's very effective. It helps people remember it. Also causes the odd fist fight too, if you do it to the wrong person. Pow, bust you right in the yap. So use your discretion. And you can always follow me at Brent Butt on Twitter. See how clunky it is? I gotta say everything a million times now already. Ugh. Oh, in the grand scheme of things, but those are my biggest problems. I mean, I'm losing my hair at a rapid rate. But overall, knock on wood, if these are the biggest problems I got to deal with, I'll count my blessings. Let's take a second to count my blessings. That'll take too long. I've had a lot of blessings in my life. We should just wrap this up. Anyway, subscribe, share the video if you're of a mind to, and we'll maybe see you over there on Instagram or somewhere else. Maybe we'll see you down at the mall. Do you go to the mall at all?